Hey guys, it's Chris, and I'm back with James from Daily Use of Sports Trivia, and we're going to do something a bit different, at least for us.
Yeah.
We're usually doing Q&As together for Game of Thrones. We are going to talk about Game of Thrones, but we're going to talk about death.
Yeah.
We're just going to have a morbid discussion about Game of Thrones death.
Dracarys.
Come along for the ride, and then throw in some that we missed, because I know we're going to miss some.
Oh, sure. And also, really quickly before we get started, a big shout out to Geek Fuel for sponsoring today's video. And if you're not familiar with Geek Fuel is a cool nerd-based subscription box service, and you can check the link in the description below. If you sign up through my link, geekfuel.com/smokescreen, you will receive a Game of Thrones item in your first box, regardless of what month and theme it is. So be sure to check them out. So yeah, let's talk about some Game of Thrones death.
Now we can go to who we want to see die in Season 7.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do a few death predictions.
Yeah. Predictions slash...
Want to die.
Yeah.
Want to see die? I mean,
Hopes.
that's bad to say.
Wishes. Death wishes.
Yeah, well, Season 7 death wishes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll start.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start. I want to see Littlefinger go.
In 7.
In 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Littlefinger. Don't get me wrong. I like him as a villain, as a character. You know, as far as being a good villain, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's for the show at least. It's kind of time for the politics stuff to get pushed to the side, be done. And he's chaos is a ladder, and he needs to fall off the top of the ladder.
Yes. He kind of clouds the water up a little bit. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, because there's still going to be some
allow
drama.
the rest of the story to develop, he has to go.
Yeah, because he's stirring the pot with Sansa, and it's probably a little bit of drama with him and John, with her and John, and Arya even. You know, if she apparently coming home with the footage we saw. So you know, I think they're going to have to go that route just to get it out of the way as far as all the bickering and whatever. So how would we like to see Littlefinger?
I was going to say, we've talked about how we want him to die as far as being pushed out the window.
Yeah.
I think that would be so cool if you're right on that.
Because, as the instigator of that whole thing, even though Jaime did it,
yes,
I think with him being the instigator of the whole thing between the Starks and Lannisters and all that stuff, even though, again, Catelyn acted on it, that would be poetic.
It would be. Now, if it doesn't happen that way, and say it's more of a gruesome murder, not just I fall and broke my neck.
No, right. Yeah, that's not too bad.
What do you foresee as far as maybe if he gets a knife in the heart or his head cut off?
I think it would be cool, since he wants power so bad, right? I mean, his whole game has been, and it's been a very smart game. It's almost like Land the Clever, which is a historical figure that basically founded House Lannister. He acquired Casterly Rock from the Casterlys, only tricking them. He never used a sword or an army and any of that stuff. He's kind of like that as far as a repeat of history, I think. But it would be cool because he's so, focused on getting the Iron Throne. And he probably wouldn't believe any of the nonsense the Northerners talk about, these magical ice beings.
Right.
I think it would be kind of cool for him to die via White Walker.
That is really cool.
You know what I mean? Because he's so focused on the regular world of politics and getting power and whatever and all this stuff. All that's just a bunch of nonsense. That'd be a cool way for him to go.
What
via
about
the Night King himself?
Since he's so into politics, what if they were like, how that Hand of the King sigil has a point on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna make you Hand of the King, and then shank him like a
that would be good.
Bubba in a seal.
Yeah, or maybe just an accident, right? Where he acquires like Hand of the Queen or King status.
Yeah.
Before he makes his move to take over the throne, but he fucking stabs himself putting it on. Yeah. And bleeds.
It's got Nightshade on the
got Nightshade or the Tears of Lys on it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, since he set all that in motion anyway with the Tears of Lys. He killed John Aaron. We just solved it. We just solved it. He's going to have Tears of Lys on the pin, the Hand of the something pin, or maybe he invents a new one for himself when he creates a title or something. And that's the way. Since he killed John Aaron with that through Lysa,
Yes.
But he was the one behind it. That would be ironic.
And then whoever's pinning it on him just, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, little
and
prick.
Just finish it.
Oh, it's
right.
nothing.
Damn, that was pretty good. That was
Sorry.
pretty good impersonation.
No, that was probably horrible. When we watch it back, it'll be horrible.
No, that sounded great. Okay, we got that nailed down.
Yeah, well,
okay,
I think we got
now,
that
who
figured
do
out.
I want to die? I guess top of my list right now for me, public enemy number 1, Cersei. I love her. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm very attracted to her.
Yeah, who's not? Right?
But she's got to go.
Yeah, Lena Headey plays such a great villain, evil mad queen now. So yeah, she's got to go. Now, not spoilers, but supposedly she's going to be around in season 8, but that doesn't mean she can't play a body for an episode or 2.
That's exactly right.
Or something like that. So I don't know. I think that's got to happen too. I mean, it will happen regardless, but season 7,
so
I'm
no
not
way
sure.
she survives the whole series.
I don't see her making it to the end of the series. No, maybe like I said, season 8, sure, but not the end.
When it's over,
yeah,
she's not going to be just in a prison cell somewhere.
Yeah, she's got to go, and and the thing is, and it goes back to the prophecy thing. We've said it many times. Is it self-fulfilling, or is it you know what I mean? Is there a higher power there controlling these things? But she's lived by this Maggie the Frog prophecy. She believes in it. She's seen all her children die and things come true. But did she start that herself? Did she cause that because she knew it was going to happen? You know what I mean? It was different in the book. She actually caused her friend to die by pushing her down a well to stop her from talking about the prophecy, which actually fulfilled that part of the prophecy.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's so cool.
So that's what's cool about prophecy and trying to figure it out, even if it's a real thing. But she's lived by that. She even said it in the show last year to Jamie. This is what the witch told me, And so, now her 3 kids are gone. We got a younger, more beautiful queen headed over to Westeros right now on a boat. Or it could still be possibly Sands in some way down the road. But somebody's got to choke the life out. Although in the show, they did leave that part out. The Valonqar thing, they did leave out.
Now, real quick, if you don't mind, we'll go back to this, the who we want to see die and how. But I just thought of something. When we were talking about sad deaths, here's one that really has bothered me since you told me about it. Because it wasn't on the show. But what wasn't his name? Brandon Stark? Was it Ned's brother?
Yeah, Ned's brother. They really, in doing this foreshadowing series, I'm seeing a lot more stuff now.
Right. Even
though I've watched it a million times, but now I'm really pausing it and looking for things for this series. But yeah, they really set that up in season 1 and let you know that something went down in the throne room that Ned knew about. Sets up Jamie and Ned's past a little bit.
Yeah, when they meet and he's like, "You watched," and he's like, "So did."
Yeah, so did 500 other men.
People.
Right, exactly.
But he choked himself to death, right?
Yeah, Brandon did choke himself to death, trying to save his father who was burning to death.
And you think about that, and that has just really been on my mindset. You told me about that. That's one of the first things you told me about.
Yeah, and that's part of Ned's backstory. It's not just remembering, Rhaegar and Jon, his whole secret. It's this whole chain of events that he went from, third son or second son.
Yeah.
To Lord of Winterfell and hiding his nephew, that type of thing. It's this whole thing about his honor being tested and having to lie about things. And as a matter of fact, I just said in the last foreshadowing video that just came out today was, that scene where Jamie rode up on Ned and he got stabbed in the leg in the show.
Yeah.
He lied right there. He lied to Jamie and said, "I told Catelyn to take Tyrion." He didn't have nothing to do with it, but he's doing it to protect his family.
Yeah.
And that was another hint
goes right with him.
That shows you that the Honorable Ned Stark will lie to protect his family.
Yeah.
So.
But, if you picture that death scene and, you try to put yourself into it, and your dad is literally on fire right there, that is horrible. That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
And
that's some Saul stuff right there.
It's exactly what it is.
That's some Saul. That's
I mean, you're murdering somebody by making them kill themselves.
Exactly. Right.
That's not suicide. That's homicide.
Yeah, that's some jigsaw shit right there.
You nailed that. That's exactly what it was. Okay, sorry about that.
I want to play
tangent.
a game.
Mad King. Yeah. Now, all right, back to who we want to see die. I said Cersei. Go.
I would say another one would have to be the Mountain. The Mountain, 7. You almost feel bad for him a little bit now in a way, just a very little bit. he's done horrible shit, but he's not really himself anymore. So it's like Gregor Clegane died.
Yes.
The one that did all this horrible, he did some horrible shit.
No,
I mean, he was an evil killing machine, and now he's just a mindless zombie. And in the books, he may not even have a head. But the point being, it's time for him to go. And that's Cersei's only last little shiver of security. So he's got to go, and, that brings up Clegane Bowl possibilities.
Yes.
We talked about a little bit, and Dragon
didn't want to see Clegane Bowl anyway.
Yeah, and honestly, I want to see it, but I would also be fine with the Hound forgiving him and moving on with his arc that we talked about before in Dragon Part 3 or 4. And I don't know, it may take a dragon.
Well, you've been always helpful with me because I'm terrible with the geography of this place and where people are at geographically. How close is the Hound to where the mountain is?
They're not far. No, they're not far now. Because
Okay.
they're heading north. King's Landing's right there in the same area near the Riverland, so they're not far. So, and we do have apparently a scene. I don't know this is confirmed. Some people say it's confirmed that they'll all be filming together in the same location in King's Landing. So that doesn't mean that's going to happen because they saw them all there. Mm-hmm. They could be completely different scenes, but that may happen, and it could point to a Clegane Bowl, 2.0. But then again, you got to ask yourself, can the Hound actually beat him? Because he's got a bad limp now, obviously. Down near died via Brienne. So, like I said, it may take a dragon. Dragon fire. Or Tyrion chopping him down,
Yes. I vote for that. Now, here's somebody that I can't necessarily say I want them to die in Season 7, but I think they will. And that is Theon's uncle.
Euron, yes.
Euron.
Yeah, he's, and I got a feeling, at least in the show, that he may go pretty quick.
How do you feel about him as a character? Because, I know he's an ass.
Oh, he's an asshole.
He pushed
Balon off the bridge.
That's his brother.
That's his brother. Right? Now, I will just to throw this in here in the books, the ghost of Highheart sees this in one of her visions, and she sees a man with no face do it. But he still hired the faceless man, if that's in fact what it was.
Oh, you're right.
But either way, he did it, right?
Okay.
Directly or non-directly, he's responsible.
So, but I didn't like the guy he pushed anyway.
Yeah, that's true. He was a bastard too.
He was.
He was a bastard, and that's how he justified it. That's what I didn't like about the King's Moot in the show was he came out and admitted he killed the king. The self-proclaimed king of the Iron Islands, still in open rebellion, and everybody's just like, well, yeah, he was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just broke the. You just admitted
to the worst crime.
To the worst crime there is. What is that? Regicide.
That's
you
awesome.
just committed the worst crime there is in this error.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. He was kind of a dick. You're on. It's like, what? Did you just hear him?
He was a dick. But you're right. He should have been strung up for that.
Yeah, right. Immediately seized by everybody, regardless of who is running for the King's Moot.
Now, do you have any personal vendetta against him and want him to die? He's not the only power-hungry person in the game.
No, but he's not he's a horrible person.
Okay.
And he's a horrible person in the books. He's even worse. So, I mean, yeah, it's not going to hurt my feelings when he goes.
Okay.
And honestly, like I said, I don't think in the show he's going to be that big of a deal for that. Or he will, but not long, if that makes any sense. I don't.
And you're saying he's not a big deal in the show because in the show he doesn't have that damn horn.
He doesn't have the horn.
If he had that horn, he'd be a bigger player.
I think so. And, of course, they left Victorion out, his other brother that he sends across the sea, Danny. He doesn't go himself. And there's a lot of other stuff. I mean, the Ironborn and Dorne, for that matter, everything's bigger in the books. Everything actually has meaning there, where this, they have to touch on a few things, but then they kind of, it's like they had to get rid of the Dornish storyline, so let's just kill off all the characters. And that's what they have to do. Otherwise, it'll be a 15-year show, which they said they didn't want to do. Now, or Dan and Dave did. HBO did. They wanted to last forever, but Dan and Dave didn't want it to last so long.
Well, something just hit me, too, one I missed when we were talking about sad deaths.
Yeah.
It's back to the name thing with me again. Who's the guy who got... he got stabbed by all his friends, and then he died, and then he brought him back to life. He's got the white direwolf.
Oh.
Ah!
I was like, wait a minute. I just heard brought back to life. That's all I heard. Let's see. What is his name? We just talked about him in 4 videos we did for the last 6 or 8 months. We did a whole series on this guy.
You know.
Sand? Something sand?
It's elemental or something like
elemental. Joshua Sand.
Joshua Sand. Yeah. Okay. That was a sad death.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
The fact that he came back was pretty cool, but when he died, that was pretty sad.
Yeah, Saunders saved Josh.
And left us hanging for a whole off season.
Yeah, I think he came back. I think Josh came back in episode 2 of season 6.
That guy. That's him.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Sand. Because he was born in Dorne. No, that's not how it works. I've said this in a lot of comments. The surname is not where they're born; it's where their mother's from. It's where they're raised.
Oh, is it really?
So it's not. A lot of people have said that.
I actually thought it was where they were born too. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked that in the past. So just to clarify, yes, we're joking.
Yeah, we're joking about that.
John, but
here's a learning point for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's not. You can name them what you want, honestly, but that's just kind of customary. It's not where they're born; it's where the mother is from, the noble family's from, or where they're raised.
Right.
So Snow is correct; it is not Sand. Well, if he's a bastard, it's correct.
Yes, that's right.
It's the right. So anyway, look up bastardy on the Game of Thrones wiki; it'll explain all that.
Awesome.
Another thing I'll say about sad deaths is any direwolf.
Ooh,
I mean,
from the beginning of this show,
lady, it was just that was horrible.
That was terrible.
It woke Bran up. It showed the connection there, but it was horrible, And then Summer last year, right before Hodor, same damn episode, double shot.
And that's something I noticed, because I just started getting into it then, right?
Right.
And in the comments, it really bothered people that they killed.
Yes.
Summer and Hodor that close together.
Yeah, I mean that was crazy because you were already down. Oh no, Summer, not Summer, and then hold the damn door.
Yes.
Which has become a global phenomenon.
Yes.
It's literally on trains and buses and anywhere you see doors now, there's stickers and things made and it says Hodor.
It's like Catch Me Outside.
Catch me outside, how about that?
I know, man. That's don't. Catch me outside. How about that? Oh, Jesus.
But I will say this. That's one thing that shocked me when you and I started watching from episode 1. When Ned allowed that dog, that direwolf, to be killed. I know they weren't so attached to him at that time.
Well, the kids were, at least, and it'd been a little while.
And I thought, man, he could have argued a little stronger.
Yeah, and he was testing Robert there, when Cersei brought it up, and like, what about the other one? We have another one. And then Robert walks out because he had said, we couldn't find the wolf, forget it. Make sure your kids are punished, I'll punish mine, whatever. And then he's like, is that your command, your grace? And Robert turns around, just walks off like, I gotta give her something.
Yes, you're right.
So that goes into the whole theme with Robert being a good conqueror, but not a good king.
Good point.
And how he's got to bend to the will of the Lannisters because Tywin's paying for everything. He's the rich guy supporting the throne. All the while going into debt to the Iron Man because they really had no gold mines left.
How different, because Robert's extravagant spending?
Yeah, because his spending on everything and just not caring, and he called it counting coppers, and so he felt like he had to please Tywin through Cersei, for the whole match thing he didn't want in the first place. I think before this thing's over, this may not be a season 7 thing. I think we have to lose another Stark, one more Stark. If you think about it, we only lost Ned and Robb, and Catelyn was a Tully/Stark too, but. We still have in Rickon now, but we may have to lose one more Stark before this thing's over. And I would, if I had to pick one, I think it would be Sansa.
I think you're right.
I think Arya's got. I think she makes it to the end.
Yeah, she's going to. In the game, Arya is more of a dynamic piece.
Right. In the end game.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas Sansa is a status symbol kind of right now. Because she, we'll see what happens this season with her. But I hated her for 4 or 5 seasons.
I know.
I felt bad for her.
Yeah. You can't help but feel bad for her.
Before she got treated by Joffrey the way she did, and then by Ramsay, obviously, that was horrible. I'm not saying I hate her guts, because I'm saying before that, she was such an asshole. Because everything was about her.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's set up like that in the book. She's the Stark you love to hate in the books too.
And had she not been treated bad, she would have
stayed that way.
Her name.
Yeah, she would. Yeah, right.
And
she would just. And as a matter of fact, in the original draft of this whole thing before it was ever written, she was supposed to sell out her family and have Joffrey's kid.
See, I could see her doing that.
So they
then.
kept her on that kind of an arc for a while before the stuff happened to her. All the terrible shit, and how she comes out and finally says, I'm a stupid, stupid girl with stupid dreams. But it's almost like it's rekindled a little bit with Littlefinger's manipulation. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if I had to choose a Stark, that would be my choice.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and make a prediction. Yara dies in season 7, and it's going to throw a monkey wrench in the whole plan of having female leaders. For some reason, I think if any of the female characters are expendable, will give good shock value. It would be her, because I think Theon deserves that seat with the way he's come back around and
see the redemption arc. And I could see that for sure, but I could also see Yara is living and Theon finally dying, but he goes out.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I could see both ways.
One of them's going to go.
I think
sure.
so. I do too.
And
right now, honestly, the way I'm picturing things, and it's just my personal thing, because we do have a filming scene. Just one little quick possible spoiler. It's just speculation. It was just a filming news picture.
Yeah.
But Yara gets captured and taken to Cersei.
Are you serious?
So, but I think she survives that somehow. That may be part of some negotiation with Jon and Dan. I don't know. I mean, or Tyrion for that matter.
Yeah.
But because that was part of Dany's deal, right? She was to rule the Iron Islands. So she may have to hold up her end of the bargain and barter to get her rescued. So I could see Theon going out in a blaze of glory, saving somebody to complete his redemption arc.
Right.
Doing the right thing because, she's captured. It looks like she's just obviously going to die. I think the Sand Snakes will all be wiped out. They'll finally completely get rid of Dorne.
Do we lose? Didn't you say earlier you think we're going to lose the direwolf?
No. I think we're going
okay.
to see, the reemergence of Nymeria.
Nymeria. Okay.
And Ghost. If there's any more direwolves, that's probably a season 8 thing.
Barring Ice Dragon. All right.
Right.
There's only 3 dragons in the world alive.
Right now?
Yeah.
I think right now. Now, I think
nobody else, anywhere else in the world.
I mean, it's certainly possible because we don't know anything about Ashai, and all those lands real far east, and supposedly that's where they originated anyway. So there's certainly a possibility. Now, I know there's other dragon eggs.
Right.
Matter of fact, Euron, big player in the books, not so much in the show, he had a dragon egg. He's got a dragon egg too, or at least had a dragon egg. He may have used that to buy a faceless man, hire them.
But the egg still exists
and the
somewhere.
horn, but the egg is still around. We know there's more dragon eggs for sure. And that may be one scene we see like at the end of this thing where possibly we talked about the balance thing. If all the dragons die, I can see that being one of the final shots there, somebody stumbling upon a dragon egg again or something. Or it fades out somewhere and we see a couple eggs, a clutch of eggs laying
I totally
somewhere.
see that. I think you just nailed that scene. That scene I will predict, he's right, that scene will happen. We will see a camera panning out or zooming in on an egg or more.
It could happen.
We seem to make death funny
yeah.
on this video, but
we weren't going to make it all morbid,
Right.
I mean, it is a show, it's not like we're really fans of death.
No, but I'll say this: I think we've pinpointed a lot of the main ones. I'm interested to see what the fans, viewers. I hate to call you fans. I don't know what you call it. what
commenters, viewers.
interested to see what you guys say
YouTubers.
about it, and some of the ones we missed. And but I'm about done. I think we nailed this.
Yeah, I
list
mean,
pretty
we
good.
kind of made this a little bit about everything. So we
I
talked
love
about, the worst death you could think of. We talked
Yes.
about wanted deaths as far as good, fulfilling, you deserve that
Yeah.
shit deaths.
Talk
We
about
talked
sad
the
ones.
sad ones that you hated to see.
We predicted some.
Did predict a few for season 7 there, maybe 8, but we'll see.
Mhm.
But so yeah, I guess that'll wrap it up for this particular video. So anyway, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. As usual, thank you for all the support, especially to you guys on Patreon. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and make sure you click that notification bell beside the subscribe button to get notified when I drop a new video. Thanks for watching, you guys, and we'll see you